Hello, this is Dr. Nazare Magas coming to talk with you again. Today is going to be a short video because I have to run afterwards, but I wanted to make sure that I continue as I just started doing the videos again. And like I told you, it's start over with everything, with house, with furniture, but also with making the videos and even with my patients. Everything seems like a restart. So my restarting, I thought I would talk about something a little different than usual, having to do with job, because part of what happened to me with the fire and moving to Spain for 3 months afterwards is that my practice, my job got very affected, and the scheduling and everything and the patients I was seeing, everything got very affected. And so in a way, it's like I have to start again. So this made me think about jobs, and the value of jobs and the importance of loving what you do. So today I'm going to talk to you about 3 characteristics that I'm going to highlight today for you of what makes a person love their job. Because I used to tell my patients that my job was not a job, it's a vocation. And why would I say a vocation? Because I love it so much, because I enjoy it so much. Most Americans don't enjoy their jobs, but every human being wants to love their job because we spend so much time in our work. And our work is so important to our identity also. So I'm going to highlight 3 items that are necessary for you to love your job. And that is to have a sense of autonomy. That's one of them. There's only 3. The other one is to get a sense of competency or mastery. And the third one is relatedness. Relatedness means that you are relating to people and you're enjoying your relationship with people. So competency, mastery, and relatedness. There is this idea out there that you should follow your passion, and that if you follow your passion, you will be happy with your job. But I want to tell you today, and another day I'll talk to you more about it, that is actually a fallacy. It is not true. Even Steve Jobs, who used to say that at college graduations, that wasn't the truth for Steve Jobs. In fact, what he was passionate about was Zen Buddhism. And what he was doing was mostly be very interested in Zen Buddhism and even leave little jobs to go do Zen Buddhism and spend a lot of time at a Zen Buddhist temple. And it was really by accident that he ended up getting into what he ended up getting to. But indeed, at the end, he absolutely loved his job. So it happened, but not in the way that he himself presented. He didn't. He wasn't passionate about IT. He wasn't passionate about computers. That wasn't his trajectory. It happened because he needed money. In fact, is how this happened. Accidents that happen. Another day, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But I just want you to know that idea that if you follow your passion, you will end up loving your job is a fallacy. Instead, what you want to know is what are the ingredients that create a job that you love. So the first piece that I told you was autonomy. So autonomy is the feeling that you have some control over your job, that you have some control over it, and that you're having an impact. So you need to have the sense that you're not just a peg in a machine. You need to have the sense that you have some power over what you do at your job, that you're not just following without any autonomy of your own. So that you get better and better at having that autonomy, the better you get at your job. Typically, as you get better and better at your job, you tend to be given more responsibility, and you have more responsibility, you have more control over your job. So that's the first one. The second one is mastery. This is the most important one. In order for you to love your job, you need to put a lot of work into developing mastery about anything at all. There has to be something that you become really good at, and that you have a sense of competency and mastery about it. And the fact that you're doing something that you know you're good at it's one of the 3 items that makes you love your job, because you get a sense of efficacy, a sense of mastery, a sense of I can do this well and I can do this with impact. And the third one is relatedness. And that is a sense of connection with other people. So when you're working in a place where the people that you're working with you hate, that's very difficult. When you're working in a place where what you're doing you're not good at, or you're not very good at, you will not get that sense of mastery. And if you're working in a job where you have no sense of control and no sense of having an impact, you won't enjoy your job. But the thing that I wanted to highlight today is that this idea that's out there of follow your passion is really a fallacy. But you can get to love your job. That's what I want to offer today. You can, but it's not an easy route. It has to be that you develop a tremendous amount of mastery over something. And that alone, it's three pieces, remember, but that alone, having a sense of mastery over what you're doing, gives tremendous satisfaction and pleasure about your job. So in my case, the reason I would say it was my vocation is because I love my job. But I had all three items in my job, but I didn't start that way. When you start working as a psychologist, as an intern, you don't have any control over the patients that you get. You don't have any control over the time that you work. But as I developed my practice and became very good at it, then I could choose my schedule. Then I could also choose who I work with. But that didn't happen at the beginning. I didn't have such a thing, and nobody does. But you end up having that as you become good at it. If you work for a company, because you are given more responsibility. If I work for my own business, I have full responsibility. But with that, I also have complete control over my schedule, right? So the way to go is to begin to work at something. Maybe it's what you're doing right now, but to get very, very good at it. Because one of the things that gave me a lot of pleasure in my work is I knew I was very good at it. And I knew I was having an impact. And I knew I was helping people. So those three items, knowing that I'm having an impact, that's an important piece of loving your job, knowing that you have an impact. You also have to care about what you're doing. If you're doing something that you don't care about or doesn't have your values, you will not be able to enjoy your job. It has to coincide with your values or what you like. If you don't like what you're doing and you don't believe in what you're doing, or you even have negative thoughts about what you're doing, then it would be impossible to love your job. Mastery is number one, and mastery allows you to enjoy yourself doing it. And mastery is created not by follow your passion, I'm trying to debunk that idea, but by working hard at something and developing more and more and more skill over it. And then it's a feedback loop. As you get good at it, you get to sense that you have success. And as you see success, you want to do it more and more. And as you want to do it more and more, you get better and better at it. So that's my video for today. I want to debunk the idea that the way that you find a job you love is by following your passion. Many, many, many people have ended up in horrible places because they were trying to follow their passion. And they might have left jobs that gave them enough money to survive and end up with nothing. So it's not by following your passion. It's that you end up becoming passionate about it by those three items that I said earlier. That you have some sense of control, that what you're doing has impact, that you have mastery over it, and that you have a sense of relatedness. So the last piece I had through my job where I had everything and I loved it was that I was always relating to people. So the relationship with people is another of the items that makes you love your job. Again, the example I gave earlier. If you're working with people that you hate, then it will be impossible for you to love your job. I will elaborate on this more maybe another video, but I just have seen a lot of people suffer by the notion that they have to follow their passion and leave jobs that they needed and end up in worse shape. So I wanted to highlight that that is not the route. The main piece to give you today is mastery. So if you want to be loving your job, make sure that you begin to focus on something that you begin to get good at, that you work at it. And it's the hard work at it that gives you the mastery. It doesn't come easy. Follow your passion seems to be easy. No, this is not easy. But you can absolutely come to adore your job, to love your job, to love doing it. And that was me. I love my job. Now I'm not working as much and I miss it. I really would do it for free. It was so much I liked it. Okay, so that's it for today. Don't follow your passion. Follow mastering something. And follow mastering something that has values that you have. Don't do anything that is against your values, that it's against your likes. I hope this is helpful. Share this video with others. And I'm going to be bringing up different topics now that I'm in my new phase. And this is what I wanted to do today. So I hope it's helpful. And I hope you share it with others. And I will come back soon. See you the next time.